starts at 8/7 Central.
Compelling video. They're called smart weapons, and you're about to see why.
You're riding with the smartest killer money can buy. These are smart weapons, and thanks to so-called kamikaze cams, we get this up-close view of just how precise they are. 40 seconds. Most people think smart weapons first exploded on the scene during the Gulf War, when laser-guided missiles hunted down dozens of Iraqi targets. 40 seconds. But in fact, they date back to World War II, when primitive bomb guidance systems were used to rain terror over Europe. And now, Realtv has obtained videotape showing just how smart weapons will be in the future. Using fiber optics, this missile can be fired by remote control, allowing the gunner to remain safely hidden miles away. And this is one of the first portable smart weapons. You can see through the onboard camera as the missile steers itself to the target. Also on the drawing boards are weapons that are so smart they can seek out a target halfway around the world. Now, if mankind were only smart enough to never have to need weapons like these.
Smart weapons don't come cheap. Some of those missiles cost more than $1 million a piece. Well, our next story begins on the side of a tuna fish can. You've seen the little insignia that says Dolphin Safe. Well, this is the story of how that logo got there. It's the story of how one man and a video camera helped stop the slaughter of innocent dolphins. Here's our Michael Brownlee.
This is the video that changed the way we eat lunch and forced an entire industry to change the way they do business. You're watching fishermen just doing what they're paid to do, catch as much tuna as possible. But what the world didn't know until this tape was released was that modern tuna fishing techniques don't just catch tuna, they kill innocent dolphins in the process.
The dolphin slaughter was one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen in my life.
Sam Labuddy smuggled his video camera on board this Panamanian tuna boat. He risked his life in order to expose this outrageous disregard for the dolphins by posing as a ship's cook. Pretending his camera was a gift, Labuddy rolled tape to capture a controversy that still goes on today. Here's how the tuna get caught. The boat lowers a huge net, sometimes a mile wide. Then speedboats chase the tuna into the nets, but the nets don't discriminate, and often hundreds of dolphins end up trapped in the deadly web.
Here you see what's called the disaster set, where literally hundreds of dolphins are trapped under canopies in the net. But off here to the side, all these dolphins that you see ringing the outside of this net are caught under the heavy nylon mesh and are fighting up trying to breathe and losing the battle for their lives.
Some manage to escape, but since dolphins breathe air, when they are stuck underwater, they drown.
Obviously, a number of the dolphins have their beaks and flippers entangled in the heavy nylon mesh.
Gradually, the net is lifted, the ropes drawn together like a purse.
And here you see a live dolphin being dragged over this power block, this giant flywheel, and crushed. This is the same dolphin, but there's no question this dolphin died of the injuries. It's sort of like being run over by a steamroller.
For the fishermen, it's business as usual. They toss dead dolphins overboard, becoming food for sharks. Even if some of the dolphins are still alive, they will probably die from their injuries.
It was like watching an orchestrated genocide. It was mortifying. Especially when, because the whole time I was cognizant of the fact that these are large-brained, intelligent creatures that have, brains as large or larger as those found in human beings.
When Labuddy's startling video was played on the news and shown to Congress, it sparked a nationwide campaign to stop the dolphin slaughter. It didn't take long for America's leading tuna canneries to change their fishing methods, all brought about by one man with a video camera and a love for these incredible creatures.
They embody and express the highest aspects of what we attribute to humanity, their compassion, their joy, their coherence as a community, as a social unit. And to just see them slaughtered by the hundreds in a quest to maximize profits for the tuna fishermen it was a lot to take.
And when Congress saw Sam LaBuddy's tape, they issued an embargo on tuna caught this way. Now, some want to lift the embargo, claiming it's no longer necessary. Whatever happens, you can bet activists like Sam LaBuddy will be there with video cameras to monitor the situation. Well, on to a story now about an entirely different kind of nets. The NBA team by the same name recently issued a challenge to a top tennis star.
Pete Sampras to the rescue. As the Nets took their place, it looked more like target practice than a tennis lesson. Pistol Pete's pride was on the line. After all, the basketball player said that tennis players were sissies. That was until he took aim and started firing off rocket-like serves in the 130-mile-an-hour range. The Nets even tried to bring in a secret weapon. 7-foot, 6-inch center Sean Bradley thought a bigger racket would do the trick. Not so. Pistol Pete destroyed the entire team single-handed and put a muzzle on all the trash talking. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
By the time he hits it, it's too late.
Pete says next time they should pick on someone their own size. Judging by the Nets' record in recent years, maybe they should stick to basketball. We'll be right back.
Still ahead, the tape of a tough and dangerous job.
Get the door open!
Bounty hunter. He gets paid only when he brings in his suspect. Oh, by the way, the key was under the doormat. Later, kids on a joyride elude police. But it's all over when the eye on the sky arrives.
Realtv.
Occasionally, we like to show you videotape of some outrageous jobs. Well, here's another one. With a gold-plated gun, he does what the cops can't. He goes where no one else wants to. John Johnston has the story of the legendary bounty hunter.
Mike, get the door open.
He knocks with the heel of his cowboy boot and the subtlety of a bull in a china shop. And he takes all prisoners. His name is Leonard Padilla, and he's a bounty hunter, one of the best in the business.
You got him?
Leonard's been hunting down bad guys for 25 years. When they jump bail, Padilla is called to bring them in. On this day in Sacramento, California, he invited a camera crew in for a seldom-seen look at the bounty business in action. It doesn't take long.
Yellow.
It's 10:30 in the morning. A tip comes in that a skip is hiding in a garage, packing to leave town. He's heading for Montana in an hour. If he makes it out of state, it could cost the bail bondsman $20,000. Leonard's got to move fast.
Hey, a guy just called me on Michael John Carey. Says he's in a garage, 2230 Lane, getting ready to go to Montana, missed sentencing. That's one of the three that I've got up here. Why don't you get some people together and let's get on out there. All righty?
He calls his troops.
Hey, Leonard just got a call on where Carey is.
And within minutes, they're on the move.
We're gonna head out to the address where somebody called in and said that he was hiding in the garage.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in a garage or a house in back of the main house. Nah, he's a big guy. He's 6'2", 230 pounds.
10:45, they're on the scene. His troops will storm the front of the garage with a Hi-8 camera in tow. Leonard will cover the back. At first, the bail jumper is nowhere in sight. Then comes word he's locked away in a back room.
There's another guy in there. Huh?
Who's in here?
Where at? Okay.
They don't even ask for a key.
Open the door right now.
At the same time, Leonard bangs at the back door.
Mike, get the door open.
There's no way out.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay.
10:55. The man who jumped bail is headed back to jail.
There's no way I can kick a door anymore. I just make a lot of noise to distract the guy inside. The younger fellows, they're the ones that do the door kicking these days.
20 minutes later, at 11:15, just 45 minutes after the first call, Leonard and his troops are putting another bail jumper back behind bars. Those last few minutes of packing will now cost him years in prison. Leonard has no idea how many skips he's picked up over the last 25 years. It's in the thousands. But the most amazing thing, he's never had one he didn't find.
I've actually stayed on people for as long as 8 or 9 years, simply, just out of personal conviction that the individual shouldn't be able to get away. I've seen where in the past 20 years I've picked up the same individual 2, maybe 3 times. I can honestly tell you that I've actually called some fellows and said, hey, look, I'm looking for you again.
Leonard made $300 for his work that day. The most he's ever made for a pickup was $100 grand. The rate depends on the distances involved and how dangerous the fugitive is. We'll be right back.
Still ahead, the suspects can't get away from the cops' secret weapon.
Apparently there were shots fired.
Plus, if you love to surf but there's no water near you, no problem. We'll be right back.
If a cop asks you to pull over, don't try to get away. Police have a bunch of secret weapons to get you into custody. Here's a tape that illustrates the point. You're watching a high-speed chase through the eye of an infrared camera lens on board a police helicopter. Below, Virginia State Police are in hot pursuit of this 1996 GMC van.
He's continuing through the intersection, let Fairfax City.
The infrared lens makes the suspect stick out like a neon sign, enabling cops to track them through the dark of night.
Okay, Fairfax 3, the vehicle has just made a U-turn and is now heading eastbound on
This intense chase began shortly after 9 p.m. in Arlington County, Virginia, after a resident reported that kids in a van were shooting out car windows.
All right, be advised, apparently there were shots fired involved earlier. They're supposed to have a gun, so you may not want to box.
With deadly speeds reaching up to 90 miles per hour, the 3 teenage suspects dodge other cars as troopers from 4 counties continue to trail them down Interstate 95.
Fairfax 3, 10-3 for a second. We've got a rolling roadblock attempt going on. I-95 southbound approaching Route 1.
A stinger, a spike-filled mat designed to puncture tires and disable the car, is placed in the middle of the highway. But the driver strategically maneuvers around it and drives on.
I think he missed it.
45 minutes into the chase, a patrol car slams into the side of the van, causing it to skid across the highway and flip on its side.
Okay, vehicle's just wrecked. It's on the right-hand shoulder, down the median strip on its side.
After chasing the van for 48 miles through 3 counties, the dangerous joyride finally ends near the Stafford and Prince William County border.
Let me know if anybody bails.
Like ants at a picnic, police swarm the scene.
The vehicle has just wrecked, I-95 southbound. It's been pitted by Virginia State Police.
They approach the van and shower the suspects with pepper spray and then make the arrests.
There are no runners from the vehicle. They're in the process of taking people into custody right now.
The 15-year-old driver is charged with 5 felonies. He may be tried as an adult. Well, teens can get their kicks legally by surfing. Well, now surfers who live thousands of miles away from the beach can catch a wave anytime they want to. Here's the tape. They've given us bungee jumping and crazy kangaroo stories. Now the folks from down under are giving us mountain boards. It seems an Aussie got a bit bored with just surfing big waves and designed a way to surf the earth.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's fun?
Yeah.
The $300 three-wheeler allows daredevils to take on the most wicked terrain, like this in Moab, Utah. Or
or the Arizona desert. Just think, surfing meets snowboarding, meets skateboarding, and is introduced to mountain biking. Did we mention scar tissue? Scar tissue seems to be a big part of this new sport.
Oh, nada. And we'll be right back.
Next time on Realtv, firefighters come to the aid of their own. The rescue from the inferno. Next Realtv. If you have Realtv, call us toll-free at 1-888-REAL-TV-1 or on the web, we're at realtv1.com.
That's it for now. There's more Realtv next time.
Got it, Pete?
Yep, I got it. Let the city know they're coming that way.
All right.
You got him?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
RNA people away!
No, they pitted him. Bring it around left. Bring it around left. Okay, vehicle's just wrecked.
Okay, I'll see you guys in a minute.